Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome to my Religious Studies AQA revision. This will either be extremely cringy or extremely helpful, so let me know how you think. Today we will be talking about Zakah in the Muslim and Islamic faith. So you must be thinking, what is Zakah? Well, you shouldn't be thinking that because you should be learning about Zakah and you should already know, and this is just a quick revision guide. However, Zakah means almsgiving, I don't know how you say the word. Almsgiving, charity donations. Zakah is given 2.5% of your wealth to charity. Not to get confused with Qums, which is Shia only, and it is given 20% of your wealth. Zakah literally means purifying and is a mandatory pillar of Islam, which is normally ranked, according to some sources I found, some revision guides, normally ranked after Salah in importance, which is Salah is the most important, which Salah is just prayer, by the way. So, how is Zakah done in different ways? Well, in modern times, it is calculated with modern forms of wealth, such as like salaries and checks and money and bank statements and more importantly charities. However, compared to in the past where it was given in person in here you go, here's money, take it, here's my 2.5% wealth. I know, I'm a really good voice actor, aren't I? In modern times, because of these charities, it may feel less personal as it's not given directly. So, as for your 6-mark questions, where to in the Quran does it help support the view of Zakah? Well, in the Quran, it states, establish prayer and give Zakah.
وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ.
This conveys that Zakah is not optional. So, you're probably pondering what is the significance. I had to do that really slowly because I struggled to say that word and I've probably done 10 takes of me trying to say that word. But what is the significance? Well, it encourages gratitude to God and it purifies the soul. Additionally, it aids in reducing poverty. Aids as in assistant, not Freddie Mercury type of aids. If we had to take this over to the theme side of the paper, this could also give a reason against crime and against stealing, as no Muslim should have the need to steal as Zakah exists. Let's say we had a 12-mark question about Zakah is the most important one of the 5 pillars. Arguments to support this statement is Zakah purifies wealth and the heart from greed, and this helps Muslims grow spiritually and grow a greater connection to God. Additionally, this also helps the Muslim community and directly help the poor, which is rewarded by Allah, who is God. However, arguments to support a different view is serving Allah also includes intentions. So you can't just, I'm going to give you 2.5% for charity because I want to go heaven, blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to have good intentions. So even if you do Zakah, it don't matter if you don't have good intentions, which the specific name for this is, I can't say it. It's like Niyah. I know how to spell it. It's Niyyah. Someone may do Zakah, but neglect prayer, which weakens the service to God. Also, Islam teaches balance, so therefore no single act of worship is the best. That specific piece of information is very important for all of the other pillars. In conclusion, Zakah is a vital act of worship. However, true devotion comes from a combination of righteous actions and, all of the mandatory pillars. As, what's the quote? There's a specific quote. belief without action is pointless. I might start writing down a script for these podcasts. Thank you for listening. I hope this mini podcast serves a massive importance for you. And if I have missed anything, please just let me know. And if you want me to talk about anything and go through anything else, please again let me know. However, since you have stayed for this long, as I'm going to do for all my podcasts, I'm going to end off with a joke. What did the duck get from its dealer? You know? No? He got quack.